Hello, good morning, friends. My name is Assistant Professor Suhaswara at Sri Swaminarayan Institute of Technology. Today I take a lecture for electric heating classifications and the resistance heating. So, in our daily life, the electric heating is very important part. So, what is the electric heating? The electric heating is the process which electrical energy converted to the heat. It means that we know that how to produce the electrical energy, and this energy is converted to the heat. This is called the electric heating. The main role of the electric heating in our daily life is domestic purpose as well as the industrial purpose. For the example, the domestic purpose we can use the cooking, room heating, and water heaters and so on. In similar way, the industrial purpose such as the welding, melting of the metal, and tempering and etc. So what is the advantages of the electric heating? So first point is electric heating is cleaning operations. In the electric heating there are the no required to maintain daily. It is very clean operations, easy to control. Basically we can use the control of the heat is mainly for the different components, so the easy to control of the electric heating. Then uniform heating, if I require the continuous heating, so we can use the uniformity of the electric heating is must be required. So this one is very easy to uniform heating, high efficiency. Then after the cheapness, which material we can use, it's very easy to make the electric heating materials. So quick heatings, it means that we can use the we can given to the fire, this one is given the quick heating. So next one is the transfer of heat. We know that in our definition we can say that to transfer the electrical energy to the heat. So what is the method of to transfer the heat? So basically there are the three methods to transfer the heat. The first one is the conductions, second one is the conventional, and third one is the radiations. So first one, what is the conductions method? So in this method the heat transferred from one part to the other parts without the movement of the molecules of the substance. It means that we can use the method to transfer the heat only use of the given the heat. The best example is the refractoring heating, the heating of the insulations material, and etc. The second one is the conventional method. In this method the heat transfer take place from the one part to the another part from the substance or fluid due to the actual motions of the molecules. The best example of this the conventional method is the water heating. In the water heating, what happen, the molecules given to the one heat is given to the one molecules, and the water is transfer the molecules down to upward. It means that the heating part to the upper part. So this method is called the conventional method. And the last one is the radiations method. So in this method the heat transfer from the source to the substance to be heated without heating the medium in the between two substance. It means that it is depends on the surface. For example, if we can use the two metals nearest to each other, if I given to the heat from the one metals, and this heat will be transferred to the other metals and the part will be heated. The best example is to boil any waters and the any materials. So next one is what is the classification of electric heating. So here you can see that there are the basically two classifications, the power frequency heating and the high frequency heating. So power frequency heating and the high frequency heating, what is the basic difference between the two heating methods? So basically the power heating frequency and the high frequency heating, only the conventional method It means that in the power frequency heating method is required only the radiations, but the high frequency heating method, the electromagnetic energy converted into the heat energy inside the material. It means that the power frequency materials have to only put in the material, and the high frequency is given to the externally given to the heat. So the next one is what is the different another substance parts or classifications of the heating method. So you can see that here the power frequency have the three another classifications: resistance heating, arc heating, and electro bombard heating. And the resistance have the another parts: the direct resistance heating, indirect resistance heating, infrared or radiant heating. In similar way, the arc heating has the direct arc heating, indirect arc heating, and electro bombarding heating. In similar way, the high frequency heating have the two classifications: uh, induction heating and the dielectric heating. And inductions have the another two classifications: direct induction heating and the indirect resistance heating. Now we can study about the power frequency heating methods. So we can see that the first one is the electro bombard heating. It means that the bombardment of the electron causing the generate the heating. It means that we know that we can use the nuclear. For example, we can use the nuclear systems. So we know that if I given to the bombarding of the nuclear systems, and the heat will be generated. This one is the best example for the electro bombarding heating. The next one is our the main part is the resistance heating. The resistance heating is the three different classification. The first one is the direct resistance heating. So what is the direct resistance heating? In this method, the electric current is made to pass through the charge to be the heated. It means that if I given to the current of the any materials, and the current will be passed to the materials and given the heated, this principle of the heating is employed in the electrode boiler. So next one is indirect resistance heating. So what is the indirect resistance heating? In this method, the electric current is made pass through the wire or the high resistance heating element. The heat so develop transfer to the charge from the heating element by conventional or radiations method. The best example of the indirect resistance heating is the water heaters. And the next one is the infrared or radiant heating. So in this method, the heating will be transferred from the source and focus up to the radiant materials. It means that normally this is used for the plants on an object. So now we can also study detailing of the these three methods. The first one is the direct resistance heating. So you can see here so you can see here the direct resistance method. Direct resistance method. So this one is the example of the direct resistance method. It is given the definitions: the electric current is made to pass through the charge or substance and heat will be generated. So you can see here we can use the two electrodes, and if these two electrodes we can put the high pressure or high resistance powered chambers. In these materials, in these high power chambers, we can put the different type of molecules, and these electrodes we can given the supply AC or DC both. It means that if I given to the DC, so it means the positive negative, and the AC means phase and needles. If I given to the power supply from the electrodes and these electrodes to transfer the heat in the chambers and the molecules will be heated. We can say that the example of the direct resistance heating is electrode boiler. So we know that what is the boiler. The main functions of the boiler to generate the heat and the different type of use of the different type of materials, for example waters, oil and different type of materials. So you can see here, this one is the chambers, this one is the chambers, and here we can put the different type of RYB. It means the three electrodes we can put if I consider the AC supply. And basically we know that the electric boilers or the boilers we can use in the industries, and industries mainly use the three-phase system. And the body part we can give in the neutral as well as the, if I give it to the DC, so this one is the outlet. The next one is indirect resistance heating. So in similar way, in similar way, in the direct resistance heating, in similar way, the direct resistance heating, we can see that this one is the chambers. It means this is called the heating chambers. This one is the charge, and this one is the resistive heating element. It means that in this method we can use the one resistance method. Here you can see that in the direct resistance method, direct resistance method we can use direct to electrode put in the chambers, and indirect resistance method we can given the one close path. It means that we can consider the positive or the phase to the one resistance, and the another resistance will be connected to the negative or the neutrals. And this one is one type of the electrode, make the electrodes. We can say that the resistance heating element put in the chamber, heating chambers, and surrounding these heating chambers will be molecules. So when we given to the supply from the resistance, and resistance will be heated, and the outer surface of the molecules will be also heated. The best example is the oven. We know that we can see that in the oven, basically the outer surface of outer parts of the heating element is connected to the resistance. For example, here we know that now the oven have the coils, and this coil will be here. This is called the heating element. Both the sides you can see that both the side heating elements of the inductor or coil, this will given to the connected with the door and opening and close for the safety purpose. If I given the electric supply from the heating element, and this will be heat transferred to the either of the surface, and the main functions of the microwave oven or the oven is fulfilled. That it means that this one is the indirect resistance heating. You can see that the indirect resistance have been given to the supply from the resistance, and this will be resistance will be heat, and this heat will transfer to the molecules. In similar way, over the coil will be heated, and this heat transfer to the our product and the foods to main functions of the oven. Now the next one is the last topic of these methods is infrared. Okay, so last one is the infrared or the radiant heating. So what is the main functions of the infrared heating? In this method of the heat or the heat energy is transferred from the source and the focus upon the body to be heated upon the form of the electromagnetic radiations. It means that we know that the what is the functions of the, yeah. So basic one example of the infrared or the radiation heating will be solar cooker. We know that the what is the functions of the solar cooker, the heat transfer from the suns and the food will be used and the main parts. So the normally in this method is used for the drying the cloth in the textile industries and to dry the wet paint on the object. So in normally in normally we can say that we know that the drying of the cloth, we can basically in our house in the domestic purpose we can use the irons to drying the cloth. So in the textile industries we can use the in this method to dry the paint of the textile or the tiles and the wet paint in basically of the object. So if any questions about the story related to the classifications of the electric heating and basically the main parts of the resistance heating today, okay. So if any doubt about this topic, the electric heating classifications and the resistance heating, please the inform to me and the questionnaire is given to the my email id. Thank you.